Good morning, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Now is the class of economics. Students, in the previous session, we had discussed different aspects of the expenditure method of estimating national income. We have seen that national income according to this method is estimated as private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net export is equal to GDP at market price. And by subtracting the value of depreciation and net indirect tax, we obtain NDP at factor cost, that is called domestic income, and by adding net factor income from abroad to it we get national income, that is called NNP at factor cost. Okay, all these things we have discussed in detail. Students, today I would like to discuss some of the precautions which must be taken while estimating national income by this method. Okay, the first precaution of this method is that the expenditure on intermediate goods by the producers during production process is not a part of national income. Obviously, the value of intermediate goods is not included in national income. Thus, the expenditure made on it will also be not included in national income. The second one is that the expenditures made on the purchase of second-hand goods is not included in national income. Okay, why? Because the expenditure on it has already been included in the national income of that year in which it was produced. Okay, so the expenditure made on second-hand goods is not a part of national income according to this method. However, if expenditure has been made on payment of the commissions or brokerage in this transfer of goods from second-hand goods from one person to another, then the expenditure on this commission paid will be considered as a part of national income. Okay. The third one is the expenditure on any kind of transfer payment like a scholarship, like unemployment allowance, like old age pensions, etc., either made by the government or other organizations. Okay, the expenditure on these is not included in national income. Any kind of transfer payment is not a part of national income. Why? Already we have discussed in the previous class that transfer income is an unilateral payment, unilateral transfer of income from one person to another. Since there is no corresponding production of goods and services in payment of the transfer income by someone to another, therefore it will not be included in national income. Okay. The next one is the expenditures made on the financial assets like shares, debentures, bonds, etc. is also not included in estimation of national income according to this method. Okay, why? Because these are merely the financial assets, not goods and services. However, if brokerage has been paid, okay, and this expenditure as brokerage paid to the brokers of shares and debentures, etc., will be considered a part of national income. Okay, that's all. Last but not least, the imputed rent of owner occupied houses that I have already discussed in the previous class. Imputed rent means the house in which the owner of the house is living himself with his family members, then the imputed rent for this house will be considered as a part of expenditure. Okay, and thus this imputed rent of owner occupied houses will be considered as a part of national income. Okay, so these are the basic precautions, main precautions which must be taken in estimating national income by expenditure method. Okay, children? And now this chapter of national income and related aggregates is completed theoretically. Okay, you have to practice different numericals and other problems also related to the theoretical aspect of this chapter. Okay, better you do all the numericals and the related questions which have been given in your textbook. Okay, and in the Zoom session, Zoom class, I will get you practiced the numericals, the problems also on the basis of this chapter. Okay, so this chapter, national income accounting, is now over. Tomorrow I will start the next chapter. Okay, thank you.